Good morning to the school, teachers, peers, and students alike. This is Justina, your sub-teacher. Today we will be continuing the discussion of plant cells, organelles, identifying the parts of the cells, creating 3D structure of a plant cell, as well as doing some therapeutic art. Be patient with me while I share my screen. Okay, this is the rewritten lesson plan in the event of my absence. These are all the materials listed, equipment to borrow, visual pictures, instructions, as well as assessment. Now I will guide you through the presentation, starting with the plant cell. This is the microscopic view of the plant cell. And this is the chart of the introduction to cell organelles, which each of you will be required to submit and fill out at the end of today's session. The primary differences of plant cells opposed animal cells. Plant cells need to perform two functions not performed by animal cells. One, plant cells produce their own food, self-sustaining living organisms. Two, plant cells support their own weight. These account for the primary differences between plant and animal cells. The named organelles of the plant cell include the cell wall, which surrounds itself, the membrane, cytoplasm, endoplasmic reticulum, endoplasmic reticulum is the wavy, gooey, gunky, icky stuff. The nucleus, and inside the nucleus, you'll find the eukaryote or the prokaryote. Essentially, they are invisible, they are encased or enclosed in the nucleus. The ribosomes, mitochondria, Golgi bodies, vacuole, and chloroplast. Cell organelles. I happen to be a fan of plants, trees, and horticulture. Therefore, I choose to share my passions regarding the earth and also means of sustaining or recovering after any natural disasters, such as storms, floods, monsoons, earthquakes, and snow dumps, which happens frequently in the Calgary, Alberta area because of the ice cold, harsh winter. Botany is a natural science concerned with the study of plants. The main branches of botany, also referred to as plant science, are commonly divided into three groups. Core topics concerned with the study of the fundamental natural phenomena and processes of plant life, the classification and description of plant diversity. Applied topics which study the ways in which plants may be used for economic benefit in horticulture, agriculture and forestry, and organismic topics which focus on plant groups such as algae, mosses, or flowering plants. Eukaryote refers to any of the single-celled or multicellular organisms whose cell contains a distinct membrane-bound nucleus. Organisms such as animals, plants, fungi, and protists are examples of eukaryotes because their cells are organized into compartmentalized structures called organelles, such as the nucleus. Prokaryote, any organism that lacks a distinct nucleus and other organelles due to the absence of internal membranes. Bacteria are among the best known prokaryotic organisms. The lack of internal membranes in prokaryotes distinguishes them from eukaryotes. We'll discuss more about the prokaryotes and the eukaryotes in the next session. Cell organelles. This is the detailed description, and this is the following table to be filled out at the end of today's class. The shape is visible and it's already being colored for you to see the difference. The function of the organelle, and then it's the student's job just to fill in the name and know where it exists among the plant cells. The cell. Cell in biology, the basic membrane-bound unit that contains the fundamental molecules of life and of which all living things are composed. A single cell is often a complete organism in itself, such as a bacterium or a yeast. Other cells acquire specialized functions as they mature. These cells cooperate with other specialized cells and become the building blocks of large multicellular organisms, such as humans and other animals. Although cells are much larger than atoms, they are still very small. Notes: cell processes: photosynthesis, cellular respiration, cell transport, cell division, protein synthesis. This, as well as the two earlier mentioned nuclear-bound organelles, will be covered and explored in depth the next class. The 3D plant cell. Students are required to label the parts of the plant cell. You'll see the word box or the word bank. And this is the 3D model to be built during the class period. As well as the necessary academic piece of plant cells during this biology course. I also liked to include and combine therapeutic art, for which I am certified, to share with students. And this one is simple. I've shared it with students as young as 5 years old in kindergarten, and as old and ripe as 99 years old. And this is just a simple pipe cleaner watercolor crystal art. Together we will bend the pipe cleaners to form the shape of the Canadian maple leaf, or any shape resembling a leaf. Dip them into salt saturated warm water. And it's essentially 3 parts salt to 1 part water. You can drop a food coloring into it for pretty effect. And then hang them on the jute rope in front of the window of the school classroom to form crystals. It looks nice. It isn't edible, but it's eye-pleasing. Thank you for coming along with me on this disciplined school journey. And I do hope all of the teachers and the students can achieve their goals. And this coming new year, be sure to stick to your rehabilitation resolution. And make January the better year to come and be resistant. Thank you. Take care.